Hey guys, and welcome to episode 7 of Walking Through Real Solves. This will be the second last video in the series because I feel like the series has ran for a decent amount of time now, and I'm pretty happy with it overall, and I'm also looking forward to making other stuff instead of this. So with that out of the way, today's video will be on fast solves, and by fast I mean, fast singles for me, singles that I would consider, good and all that. The slowest solve we'll be going over in this video is like a 6.1, whereas in other episodes sometimes the best solve I've reconstructed hasn't even been that fast. So this will be a nice change of pace, no pun intended. And yeah, let's get started. First solve, and for this one I did a yellow cross because it was very easy, and I was able to predict my first two pairs pretty much effortlessly. So these two edges are solved in relation to each other. This one's a move from being solved, and this is in a nice position because with this edge here oriented like this, I can solve the cross using only R and D moves, which preserves a whole 2x2x3 worth of information. So by doing a U prime, I both preserved this pair and this pair, and once the cross was solved I knew exactly how I would solve both of them. So to start off I did U prime to do just that, D prime to line these two cross edges up with this edge, R to solve these three, D2, and then to put this pair in, R, U, R, with the cross edge of course, and then this pair was where I thought it would be, so pretty standard F12 case, just split them up and insert. And then from here I noticed this pair here like this, so I did that to pair them up. And then either I decided to just do the double flick insert like that, or I noticed it was going to set up this pair and avoided doing that. I'm pretty sure it's the latter. I'm not actually that good at multi-slotting, but anyways, this is what I did. I inserted like that, put it in the back. And then from here, before I inserted the pair, I knew exactly what OLL I was going to get just from VLS experience, because this shape like that just kind of stuck out to me. So I knew after I inserted this pair, I'd go straight into U prime, R prime, U prime, sledge, OLL, like that, and then U2 A prime to finish. Alright, second solve. This one was definitely the luckiest out of all of them. This one I did a green cross. This edge is already solved. These two are both 2 moves away from solved respectively, as is this one here. And my first pair was these two, which I tracked. And I could have tracked a free pair instead, but I just didn't, so my bad. Solve these two, R2, B prime F, which lines this one up. And then this was the pair I tracked in inspection, the way I solved these two here. U, put the cross edge in while cancelling into this pair, which is taking advantage of the front free slot. And then next pair I did was these two here. So U2, take the edge out, insert in the back. This pair here, it's paired up but flipped. I put it over the slot, solved it like that, which is basically just inserting the edge and then getting this F12 case. And then last pair here, pair up like that, and then insert with winter variation, noting this corner is off to the side here. And you can already kind of tell from here, if you know the algorithm for this, that this looks a lot like it's going to skip, and lo and behold, AUF-less LL skip, although technically it's only a PLL skip, but nonetheless, quite lucky. Third solve, this one I did a cross on white. 2 edges solved in relation to each other, as well as these here. And you'd think, looking at this pair, X-cross potential. But what I thought was a better idea, or at least what I think is a better idea in this case, is to take advantage of the free pair that can be made while making the cross. So the idea being you solve this cross edge and then this one, like that. But before you finish solving this cross edge, you just take this pair out like that, B prime, and then cross is a move from solved. And then I solved this pair on the left like that, noting this pair here to be done next. As I solved it, I either noticed this pair was going to be made, or I noticed when it was made, and was able to react immediately by solving it. And then last pair here, just double sexy, and then this OLL, and then R turn from the front with a UAUF. Second last solve of the episode. For this one I did a cross on yellow. Edges are here, here, here and here, and my first pair is right there. So what I did was D'L to put these two cross edges next to opposite centers, R'F to do the same with the third one, and then that just leaves the fourth one up here. To do UR2, finish the cross with a D2, and then this pair was preserved, so I just insert it like that in the back. As I was doing that I saw this pair, so I did this completely lefty, like that, and then this corner and this edge are right here, so I can just bring that over, make the pair, U2 insert, and then as I was doing that, this pair here was easy to track, so I just went straight into that, split them up immediately, and then free pair. And then this OLL was just M soon, UM prime, and then U prime for the PLL skip. Alright, and last solve. For this one I did a very obvious X cross on blue. So two cross edges solved in relation to each other. This is a move from being solved, this is a being moved from solved after that, and that solves this pair here obviously. And then the edge is right there, which is easy to solve. So R'F, my first pair after that was these two, inserted this edge, and then fat U prime to make my second pair rotationalist, just to save a little bit of time. U2, split up the pair, U2 insert. Next pair was these two here, which I paired up like that, U, and then insert, like that. And then my final pair was these two, so I just paired them up like that. And then this VLS is this L shape that isn't the sledge one, and then a soon of corners. And the ARG is pretty wacky, it looks like this. And then a PLL skip. Kinda saved it because that's not a great VLS, but I don't know anything better for it. So yeah, that concludes the second last episode of Walking Through Real Solves, so stay tuned for the season finale next week. So yeah, thanks for watching and see you in the next one.